Yo, it's yours truly, Nicholas Natt, checking in, and I want to take this time to connect with you guys about something that I think could be extremely valuable. So before I do, obviously, it's not just me. This is my partners, my friends over here at Evolve Wellness and Health. Make sure you guys definitely check them out. And of course, who would I be if I didn't introduce my co-host, Batman? Okay, so as you guys know, I would consider myself a health evangelist and a fitness enthusiast. I'm all about people recognizing their full potential when it comes to health and being able to figure out what are the exact strategies they need so that they could be in their best optimal self, whether that's physically, for performance, or whether that's for just getting into a better state of health. So let's talk about something that me and my friends at Evolve love talking about. And this is hormone health, in particular blood work. Now, the reason that I want to talk about hormones in the way that people think about that, maybe from a performance standpoint, instead of seeing it for what it is because hormones are us. Me having this conversation, me being able to have this face, me being able to have this face, me being able to have that face. Hormones basically influence our physiology. It's how our body basically connects with our mind. And hormones will dictate a lot of times of how you feel. So let's use this as an example. How many times can you relate? Have you been in a position where you felt awkward, you felt disturbed about an environment that you were in? Maybe it was because it was unfamiliar. Maybe it was because there are people in that environment that you really didn't have a care to be around. And it caused this feeling, you can almost feel it in your stomach. Hormones interact with the brain. Hormones in the body, neurotransmitters, but really they're one and the same. They make you feel that way. In the same way you remember being a kid, maybe it's a birthday party or it's a friend's birthday party or there's a Christmas or something happening that's really, really, really exciting. And you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. And you like feel like you're going to explode. Those are hormones. And so why do I address this and why do I bring this up? Well, I address this and I bring this up because so many people on a day-to-day basis are impacted by hormones. They actually don't know exactly how, and they actually don't know what it is. So everything that happens to you, whether it's intentional or it's arbitrary, is not a coincidence. It's by design. So let's say this. You're the kind of person who says, I'm living this lifestyle or I feel this way, and I want to change that because I want better. Let's say you're a person here and you're like, I want more of what I have, but I don't know how. A lot of what you do, from the amount of sunlight you get, how much sleep you've had, if you slept well, what you've eaten, how long you've eaten, what you do that causes inflammation to the body, who you hang around, and what you consume on TV, all of these things are going to have an impact on your hormones. And the reason that I connected with my partners Evolve are because they really believe in the same thing that I do when it comes to optimizing human potential. And it's this: if you understand about what's going on behind the surface, you know more. And if you know more, you can do more, or you can do something about it, right? Know better, do better. That's kind of the concept. And so I say this to you because you might be in a position where you're not feeling yourself this New Year's. You start off with a goal. Maybe you never even wrote a goal down because you were like, I don't want this New Year's to be like the others that haven't worked. Regardless of that, if you're in a position where you're looking to make changes in your life and you know that you have the capacity to do more, but you're almost scared to actually do that, here's my good news to you. Being able to understand about what's going along the surface and being able to see what hormones might be off and how that's affecting your physiology, your endocrinology, can make a world of difference. You can actually figure that out. There are things out there like blood tests, which are available, different panels and different things that Evolve or any other clinic can actually do. Second, again, understand that there's either things you can take or there's things in addition to modifications to your lifestyle. That's where I come in as an actual performance specialist, and we can figure out what are the things that you're doing and how do those influence the particular hormones. How can we see your body make the kind of hormones and use them in the way that's going to fancy or evangelize you and set you up for success? And there's tons of different ways to do that. I'm not going to get into the entire different discussion of peptides and what a peptide is, even though they're great. I do evangelize those. But as a collective, there's plenty of benefits, such as hormone therapy, A lot of times people get really insecure about that information. What I challenge and what I recommend is just be open-minded to the conversation. Learn exactly what this stuff is really curated for, where it comes from, and why it's available for people like you, for people like me, and what kind of changes it could make, because ultimately we're here for a while. And in this short time that we're here, there's a lot that can happen. And that can either be a continuality of the path that you're on. Maybe for many of you, that might not be the path that you want to stay on. And if you are in a position where you want to make changes to that, then you have to do something different, because the definition of insanity in and of itself is doing the same thing consistently and expecting a different result. So if you can do something that's going to bring you value and bring you utility, and there's actually practitioners, there's organizations, there are communities that are filled with people like you who've wanted better for themselves, and they found a way to change their circumstances, and ultimately they feel better, why would you not at least be open-minded to that conversation and seeing how that can benefit you? And that is what I evangelize more above anything else. Your health is wealth. Do not take that for granted, and most importantly, don't be naive and don't be nonchalant. Be practiced, be disciplined, and focus on making that one of the highest priorities. In doing so, it's going to double down for you and just about everything else that you want to have or succeed in life. So, hopefully this video has had value for you. If you want to know more information, especially with my partners over here at Evolve, about what they do, how that might benefit you, or different things that could be circumstantial, my highly recommendation is to do these 3 things. First of all, definitely go down, subscribe to the button below, because that will help give me indication as the community grows what videos that I need to propel. Go and download my ebook, because then we can have personal conversations. Instead of me just talking to you on this side of the screen, we can make it reciprocal, and I can begin to kind of know what are the things that are important to you and how can those things be a benefit. And lastly, what I highly recommend and what I highly evangelize is to go out and be open-minded. Be open-minded to things that you may not know, and be very transparent with yourself about things you might want to change, because doing so is going to curate the conversation and possibly open up a better future for yourself. And if we're not here to do that, what are we here for? So that's coming from me, yours truly, Natt. I appreciate the time. Until next time, my friends, signing off.